How does a brand approach you as an influencer where you want to work with the brand?
This is something that I love to talk about because I think that there's a lot of mystery and like
Yes.
shrouding the influencer industry. And I'm all about keeping it real. If you follow me on Instagram or Instagram stories, like I love to keep it raw and real. Social media is everybody's highlight reel. Like they're like, I, you don't want to feature or focus on your worst moments for the most part. But for me, honesty and authenticity is always the most important for me. Authenticity being number one, because if you're not authentic, there's so many copycats, especially on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok now. So what is it that's unique and real about you, and what is going to make somebody hit that follow button, and not only hit that follow button, but stick around and listen to the things that you suggest and swipe up and add to cart and check out, right? Because at
Mhm.
the end of the day, that's the bottom line for everybody who's trying to advertise or to sell something on social media. Even I'm trying to sell something. I'm selling myself, right? I'm selling myself as an expert in whatever it is that I'm talking about. And I've built this community that I love and appreciate so much. I'm not always trying to sell them something, but really it's my lifestyle that I'm selling, right? So how do you as a brand, as a business owner, connect with an influencer to have them help you sell your product? And again, it goes down to authenticity. I've worked on the other side of the business as well. I consult for brands all the time, and I've run influencer campaigns. Who better to do it than somebody who's doing it for the past 10 years on the influencer side? And I think it's so important to choose the right person. A lot of new brands, especially, they get so excited over the numbers, and they want the super influencer, and they want the girl with the most followers and the million followers, and oh my gosh, if I get my product to this person, I'm just gonna sell out and blow up, like you said. But that is so false. First of all, unfortunately, it's something that we're still dealing with because it's still such a new industry. There's so much fraud that goes on in the influencer industry, and I'll be the first one to admit it, because it hurts me when other people come along and they decide that they want to take the easy route, and that they're only focused on the numbers, and they're buying fake followers or fake engagement. You can buy almost anything on social media these days, even fake comments. So it's so important that you do your due diligence and you make sure that the influencer that you're going to approach is authentic and real. Number one, don't be mystified by these big numbers. Don't like all these big, sexy numbers. Like, that's not going to do anything for your business if those are not real followers. Number one, there's a reason why a lot of brands are itching to work with micro influencers, and a micro influencer is someone who has 50,000 followers or less. And that's really the sweet spot. That's where you're going to probably get the most engagement and where you're going to see the highest conversions. For example, I have 33K right now on Instagram. Again, I've been doing this for 10 years. Instagram hasn't been around those whole 10 years, but there was times in my career where I did feel very frustrated, and I did feel less than, that I was growing so slowly. But over the past couple of years, I've realized that I don't need those big numbers. Like you said, I'm working with the big brands.
Mhm.
I'm doing it. Like, you don't need half a million followers to accomplish that. And on the brand side, when I've worked on the consulting side, I've seen some of the highest conversions from influencers that have even less than 20K. So it's really about making sure that they have a plugged in, very niche, very engaged audience. For example, if you are selling swimwear, you are not going to want to gift your swimwear to an influencer whose whole feed is about home decor or about makeup even. There's, in certain cases, there's certain influencers that do cross over and do certain and multiple categories, and they do it well. But I think it's important, like the research part of it is so important. And on the influencer side, if I get a pitch about, which happens to me all the time, that I know that this person has never even looked at my page or even taken any interest in finding out what it is that I post about, it's very insulting to me. I get pitched mom
Mhm.
stuff and kid stuff all the time. I'm like,
You're like, "I'm
I
not a
don't
mom."
have kids. I'm not a mom. I have a dog child. Here she is. Oh, are you grumpy? Like, whenever I get pet pitches, I get so excited because Chloe is a big part of my life, and I post about her all the time. But when I get things that are completely unrelated to my lifestyle or something that I would never post about, it's very frustrating because it not only wastes the time of the person who sent that pitch, but it wastes my time as well. So the most attractive pitches to me are from not only agencies or brands, but it's from people that right off the bat in their message to me, I know that they've been following me, that they've been paying attention to what I post about, that they've taken the time to get to know me. And on the flip side, some brands that I want to work with are the ones that I already organically use. So
Mhm.
if, for example, this week I started trying a new non-dairy milk because a friend of mine posted about it, and I was curious about it because I'm always on the hunt for like a really clean non-dairy milk. So I organically shared about it. They didn't pay me to post about it. I heard about it through a friend. I really enjoyed it and I wanted to share it with my audience. So now if that milk brand reaches out to me and wants to send me product, you better believe that I'm going to accept that.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so I
So
think
how you said something really interesting. How, like, what do you think are the steps that a brand could take in order to validate that it's a legit followers, comments? Like what should they kind of do before they reach out to an influencer?
if you're trying to figure out if an influencer has an authentic following, I think it's important to like dig through their posts and like see the type of comments. It's pretty flagrant when the comments are like bots, right? If it's like all emojis, if they're just saying one word, if it's a bunch of other influencers that are just saying, "Oh, great pic. Oh, I love that." And like make sure that the comments are related to the post.
Mm.
If it's like a lot of influencers, the good ones, will spend a good amount of time in crafting their captions and whatever messaging related to the photo. If the comments have nothing to do with what the post is actually about, that's a pretty big red flag, right? Engagement is so important. And if you have a great engaged community, it doesn't matter the size of it. I think aside from trying to authenticate the audience, look at influencers that are already organically tagging your brand. Even if they only have 1,000 or 2,000 followers, that means they're already a fan of your brand.
Mhm.
So who else is going to be a bigger cheerleader or a better salesperson of your brand than somebody who's already a consumer of your brand?
I think that's so true because we've done like sales and like these big events, and I have some diehard Nicolita like follower fans, and they will post about it or when they're on vacation. And even though it is that micro, like maybe they have like 1,000 or under 1,000, like I will see that, oh, my friend referred me to you, especially, oh, with the masks too. Oh, my family bought it for me, or I wanted to buy more for my friends and family. And I just thought like, wow, like they are influencing on a smaller level. It's not
Yeah.
the glamorous, 100K influencer that saw my product and like, like wanted to pick me, but it's people that are actually converting sales on my
Mm-hmm.
site, which that's what we want. That's all we really, really want at
Absolutely.
the
As
end
a
of the
business
day.
owner, at the end of the day, that's all you want, right? Those sales